All right, so welcome back, everybody. So Sean, let's talk about like sort of the other side. When you get through all of that, obviously, you have your share of trials and tribulations throughout your lifetime and things you had to overcome. But like, what is it like coming out of that? So on the other side of that, when man, things are starting to shift, the tables are starting to turn. When did you know that? When did you know, okay, man, I'm getting back?
Well, first of all, when you are flat on your back and you down, and like what we was talking about, everybody has dissed you, and you've maybe even gotten to the point like where I was, where you've even hated yourself for the situation that you got yourself in. Once you come to terms with that, then you have to believe that you can make a comeback, right? And that starts with you.
Right.
And once you believe in your mind, you know what? I'm gonna make a comeback. I can make a comeback, and I'm gonna make a comeback. Then it's just one day at a time, doing the necessary steps to rebuild your life. And if it was anything like mine, my life, I crashed and burned. So I was starting over from zero. And, patience and work every day. Like you were saying, you gotta put the work in. You can pray and do all this and that, but you gotta get up.
When did you know though, like, okay, man, I got some stability back, I got my strength back, my back straightened up. Like, when did you know that you not arrived, but just kind of knew the shift has really happened? Like, when did you know?
When probably about a year or so after I got out of prison and I started my window cleaning business. And I grew my window cleaning business from nothing to a business that was able to sustain me and my son, right? Because I couldn't get a job with my accounting degree or my master's degree in finance because I had the felony conviction. But once I was able to get on my feet and start my YouTube channel, and I was making money and I was paying my bills consistently every month, then I said, okay, now I could do this. I could do it.
And you found your lane, because I think the journey, man, is interesting. But I think obviously it's not over for any of us, God willing. But the journey sometimes it ebbs and it flows, right? It's interesting on that journey and that path. And I think it's almost like, man, that it's hard to make an impact and bring about change in the world until you go through something, right? And all of us got our own trial and tribulations. So they're all unique. I'm not saying nobody's more great or somebody's challenge is more significant than anybody else's, but you got to go through things to be things. Right, to make an impact, you got to be impacted.
But but Kirk, and you're absolutely correct. But then you gotta believe, you gotta be able to put yourself back together, right? When your spirit is broken, and your psyche is fractured, some people, that happens to some people, they never recover.
Yeah,
they still continue to live.
Some men hurt themselves as a result of that.
A divorce. A business failure, going to jail or just quitting school. They continue to live in the physical realm, but spiritually and mentally, they died a long time ago when that thing happened. So you got to be able to put yourself back together, man.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. We all go through stuff.
Yes, sir.
Right? But it's only a certain few that got the resolve and the resilience to say, yo, I'm going to take this, and this is going to be my springboard back to something bigger than what I was on the first go round.
And I know for me, when I had, and again, I don't know how many things, we could be here all day talking about stuff
you told
we've
me.
been through, and the things that I had to overcome. But what I had to understand, again, had to get back to that self-worth, that self-value, and understanding that I had a calling and I was here for a reason. And I wasn't going to waste my life or waste my calling or my opportunity for anybody else. And I had to make a bunch of changes in terms of the type of people I'm around.
Talk about it.
I probably talked to 2 or 3 people.
Talk about it.
I don't need no crew, posse, or whatever.
No.
None of that. You know what I'm saying? And so, but what you're saying is important, man. And I think that's the message we're trying to get people to understand, man, that you actually have a lot more to do with your destiny and your success than you think. It's not in somebody else's hands. Stop waiting for somebody else to speak for you, represent you. You need to learn how to represent and speak for yourself. Don't let nobody determine your value. You determine that. Listen, I'm sure there's people there's a lot better looking than Kirk Ray Smith. But if you ask me, there's no finer man on earth. And I remember my wife said, well, why you always talking about how cute you are? I said, because I ain't got time to wait on you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I ain't got time to wait on nobody to tell me how great I am. And if somebody say, Kirk, you great, or you look good, I was like, yeah, I knew that. I found that out this morning when I woke up. If somebody say that I'm ugly, well, that's your opinion. Beauty is in the eye.
Talk about it, Kirk.
So in other words,
Talk about it. Positive self-affirmation.
I define my success.
Positive self-affirmation.
Not somebody else.
Positive self-affirmation. The conversation you have with yourself while you brushing your teeth in the mirror is a super important conversation.
Yes, sir. Man. Every day.
You know,
choose you every day.
I'm with me more than I'm with anybody else in the world.
No escape from you.
So I might as well have a good conversation rather than telling myself, oh, nigga, you ain't shit. That ain't gonna work. You made a mistake 6 years ago. Oh, you could have did that 3 weeks. Nah. What we're gonna do today, and we're gonna get it done. You gotta have that positive conversation.
I want the world, man, to understand what Sean is talking about. I want y'all to hear more from him. And when we come back, we'll give him the opportunity to talk about what he's doing, what he's up to, how to connect, how to follow. Listen, this is a powerful man, and you'll be blessed to have him in your presence for sure, man. So when we get right back, Sean, we'll give you a chance, man, to talk a little bit about what you got going and how we can get involved and stay connected to your message, man, because your message, it evolves, man. It gets more and more powerful. I don't know if you know that.
Let's
right
do
back.
it.